Day 612, 22 for 22. Good morning. Hope this finds you well. Please stay in your fight and do not quit. All right, so I've been doing a series called Technology and Time Has Changed War and Us. This is part 5, and it certainly has changed us as a military. Veterans, all that, everything that's included in it, our families. All right, so I've gone through going over, being there, and coming home. Now I'm going to address the civilian side of the house. World War II, you had, like I said in the previous videos, total war. And total war is where your military has a declared war to fight, and they have all the resources and monies that they need to fight that war. Period. Everything is geared. It's a wartime economy. Car factories turn over to build tanks and airplanes and ships. Weapons, Colt expands factories and Garand builds more factories and builds more rifles. Everything is geared toward. There's war bonds, war bond drives. You have your Medal of Honor recipients come back to get out of combat for a little bit to go do war bond drives, where they go around and do public speaking and show off the Congressional Medal of Honor, and get people to buy to be able to fund the war. Nowadays, let's go back to that. And it helped. One, everybody was willing to make the sacrifice of rationing of just about everything. Made you do without, and everybody had, well, not everybody, but backyard gardens popped up bigger than they had been in a while, because there was rationing of a lot of food. So because it was all being pushed forward to feed our troops and our allies. Lend-Lease, the whole economy damn near was geared towards supplying a fighting military. Fast forward to now, I would even say from Korea on, I guess we have to go back to World War II one more time. A declared war is one where the president says, I want to go to war. We got to fight this war. Congress has to approve it, has to vote for it, and it has to pass. Otherwise, there's no declared war. And then we had Korea, Vietnam, Central America in the 50s, probably even before that too, but not wars. Grenada, Panama, Desert Storm, OEF, and then OIF, and then this thing in Syria, and our operations in sub-Saharan Africa. We've had, since World War II, if I give a quick count, we've had 10 places, even Beirut, so 11 or 12 Grenada. Keeps popping up, don't they? We've had all these places that our president and our Congress has approved us, but not by declaration of war, to go in and conduct either humanitarian operations that turn tactical, or peacekeeping situations that turn deadly, or outright conflicts. Vietnam, Korea, Desert Storm, OIF, Grenada. We have all these places that they send us but don't declare war. Therefore, we don't have all the might and all that of the United States behind us. Now, there is the military-industrial complex that does do their best to run the show, get new weapon systems out there, get big contracts to be able to pull in, get the newest and greatest fighter out to the fleet, or out to the Air Force, the newest ship, the newest rifle, the newest body armor, the newest everything. And while that's good, there's still, the civilian side of the house reads about it on the news. they're not generally affected by it unless they have a family member, whether it's wife, husband, sister, brother, that serves. And even then, most of the time, they're serving, whatever. Oh, they're deploying? Okay, good, whatever. The whole country does not get behind the fighter in the same way as they did during World War II. There's a big disconnect in how we are as a people versus our military. Our military gets trained, gets this mindset of going to do what they got to do. They come out with a different set of values than they went in with. And I'm not saying this is across the board correct, but what I'm saying is there is a giant disconnect. Only 3% of this country, of 330 some odd million people, 3% serve at any one time. And I think it equates to about 7% of the entire population that is currently living has served in the military. And I think that might even be high. We maintain about 1 million, maybe 1.2 million in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marines, and all the Reserve and National Guard components. It's not a very large force considering the size of our population. So the disconnect is understandable, but not necessarily acceptable, because it changes how when we get out after doing what we've done, whether it's non-combat or combat, we come out different than our civilian counterpart, and that plays a role in perceptions of us and our perceptions of them. And it shouldn't be us and them. It should be we just go back and we are people that can operate in many different circumstances, and that can put us low. Now, World War II, actually I'm going to cut it off here. Tomorrow I'm going to go to World War II, talking about when those guys and girls came home from serving in the Pacific Theater and the European Theater, and how they transitioned, which is much different than how we transitioned, those of us in the modern era. There's some telling differences there, and I'm not exactly sure. I will have to think about it and read about it and look at it, but there's definitely correlations on the success of our World War II veterans and the success, or depending on how you look at it, the lack of success of this current generation since the beginning. I'd say from Operation Desert Storm on, maybe even Vietnam, has had somewhat of an issue transitioning. And we'll get into that. Time for some push-ups. I don't know where the heck anybody is. They got school today. Oh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 1 for the Airborne Ranger in the sky. 1 for the infantry. 1 for the fallen. Alright, so I have the YouTube channel, that_pushup_guy tough. Please like, subscribe, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment on the video, please. You'll also find it on Facebook at Jim Tough, my personal page, which that is 20 veterans Facebook groups. If you would share, I would appreciate it. If you try to share from inside the group and can't do it because of their security settings, please come to my main page, Jim Tough, and share from there. I'd appreciate it very much. Excuse me. If you need help, seek help. Get it from friends, family, professionals if you need to. There is absolutely no shame and no weakness in making sure that you stay here on this plane. Do what you got to do to be here. Plain and simple. And there's a Mary wearing her hat. What are you doing? Eating breakfast?
Issy.
Told you. Okay. Whatever. Frozen milk. Huh?
It's really hard to get.
Well, yeah, you froze it.
And Mom said the cup's gonna break. So
Probably.
I don't know what to do.
Leave it on the counter, let it thaw out a little bit. All right, let me finish this. Whew. If you need help, I already did that. My bad. Please do not use suicide as a permanent solution to a temporary or permanent problem. You got this. We'll see you here tomorrow. Ready? You gonna do it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Back here. Get some light. 1, 2, 3. Tough out. Have a good day, y'all.